Hello and welcome to Elvenhome, and you've just seen the train arrive on platform 1. That's the product of all the work that I was doing in the last video in wiring in the double slip and the point, and it all works as you can see, and there's no short circuit when it goes over, and the points change automatically. Still trying to get my head around how you have to set the points for the double slip, but I'm slowly getting there. Quite a lot I've been working on over the last month. Not so much to do with the track or point wiring, but actually building the station and scratch building the station buildings and getting this part of the layout as close to finished as I can before I start doing scenic work for it, and I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. One of the things that I intend to do in this video is to have a short section where I'm showing you me actually building part of the canopy and the final of the three main buildings. But I'll take you over and just give you a look at the station and talk you through that briefly, and one or two other things that I've been doing using some model railway scenery, scale model scenery kits. Which are very good indeed, and I'm very pleased with the things that I've been doing with them. But I'll be back in just a minute and we'll have a closer look at the station. Okay, well, the first thing that I need to do was to finish off building the main station building. If you can remember from previous videos, what we had, I'd stuck together the four constituent parts of the building, which was this section here with the ramp that I'd already made, the parcel area where the delivery ramp comes up, the main station building, another office, goods office, and that's how much was done. What you now see is that I've completed the fencing around the ramp, and that's a scale model scenery kit. It comes in two parts and you sort of fix it together. You can cut it to whatever size you want, and I'm really pleased with that. I think that looks really rather nice. I've put the walls around, which is fairly straightforward stuff. That was just bending over card to give me a double thickness, and then putting on the wall capping and mitring the corners there. Fabricated some little steps at the end there, which is just offcuts of card from a Metcalf kit, and having built steps within Metcalf kits you get the idea how to build them. So that's in there. At the other end of the platform, if I turn this around a bit, I fabricated the last section end of the platform so that that's completed. I've started also. If you can get to see this, this will be amazing. Let's see how good the zoom is on this thing. That's no uses it. There we go. And we come. Yeah, it's getting a bit closer. But you can probably see the little green stickers. Those are all telling you what the rooms are. They're very small in end size, and even with a magnifying glass, you can just about see them. And of course all of this will not really be seen because it's the other side that forms platform 1, and there's the subway at the end of the platform that takes people down and under, which comes up on the other side in the bay platform, in the island platform. The island, they're over there. There you go. The other thing I've been doing is making the canopy. And there you can now see this mighty thing, 20 bays long. It's taken 5 kits to do it, which is quite expensive really, but it does look good. I'm really very impressed with it. And it gives me the right length for the platform. So there's not much of the platform that's out of cover. And that's there'll be some lights at each end of the platform, and also the station name. That's another kit that I've done, which I'll be showing you shortly. And as you can see, if I come in a bit closer, the station is now done. You can see the stickers are back on there as well with some of the station names. So going right from the beginning, that will be sunk down into the platform so it's flush. There's 4 empty bays, which is where there'll be seats for people to sit on. Then we come to the first building, which you've already seen, which is the one that contains the buffet. That's the buffet buildings there. I think I'd completed as far as those 4 bays. What I've now completed is this section, and I'll talk a bit more about that in another section of the video, which I've already recorded. And the final section, which is the one which you'll see towards the end me actually making, is this one here, which is the waiting room. And that's just one big waiting room with doors at opposite ends, so on the other side of the platform, the entry doors at the other end, to avoid everybody having to head for the same end of the building when the trains come in. So passengers on platform 3 leave from the far right of the building, and passengers on platform 2, the one that's facing us, leave from the far left. Or the other way around, depending which way you're standing. Do you see what I mean? So that's been the main thing that I've been doing, and trying to get this side done. The next thing for me to do is the wall that sits behind the station, because I'm really keen to get this side of the layout as completed as I can, because once I take the main board off, the board that's got all the points on here, all of this stuff here, I want to be able to do as much scenic work as I can on that side, so I'm not leaning over track. I thought that would be quite good, because it would take me a while to wire up all the points that sit on this board, so I can do them one at a time and test them. And in between wiring points, which can be a bit tedious, I can actually get that side of the layout done pretty well. The only other thing that I've done, which is not too much, is you may have seen in the past that there was a hole at the back there. That's now been covered ahead of it becoming a slight embankment. At the moment it's just got a piece of card sitting over it, but that's as a template for what I need to cut out to complete the hill. I want to take the hill up to the horizon line there, so that will sort of try and blend it in there. And there will be a station here with a pathway leading behind some bushes, as if it's going out of sight into the corner there. So that's that section. What I now want to move on to is just to give you a look at building those canopies, because I think it's a superb kit from Metcalfe, and if you haven't already built your station buildings, being able to incorporate that into them would be well worthwhile doing. I'll put my teeth back in. And also just to show you one or two other little kits that I've got, which I'm in the process of building, and also in particular the station running inboards for the for Weathertop, which have been built and painted. So I'll be back in just a minute. Hello, and as you can see right in the centre, these are the station boards, running inboards for Weathertop. I bought 4 of them, so I can have them back to back as the trains run in at each end of the platforms. They are tremendous kits from scalemodelScenery.co.uk. I'll put the link in the front page of the web, which are really quite robust. They're cut in MDF, I think, or very thin MDF, and as you can see, custom made for whatever your station name is, and I was so impressed with them. I've actually bought the kit to make up High Elven, Sharky's End and Grey Havens. This is the kit. Let's just lift you up a little, just to give you an idea, if I can bring it and stop the reflection on the window. What you have is essentially 3 pieces. You have a backboard, which is this piece here. You then have a centerpiece on which, as you can see, the name has been etched of the station, Sharky's End. You have a piece that goes at the front, but this central section comes out, so you've got 2 very thin, which is essentially providing the frame around the name. And then you have the individual letters, and that allows you, of course, to paint the board however you want the board painted, including the background, and to paint the letters a different colour. So as I've taken the idea that I'm going to settle this in LNER, I've used the green, a green, it may not be quite precisely the right one, but it's good enough for me, and the letters were painted in white and then painstakingly cut out and stuck on top 4 times, which was quite a long job, but actually quite enjoyable. And I'm so pleased with the result, and I'm sure the other stations will look good too. I've also been starting, you'll recall that the middle building contains the parcels office. I forgot to undo this, sorry for the rustling. So I've been busy building the shelving for the parcels office, again from a scale. This is Model Railways scenery kit. It's all the same company, but they have 2 different brand names. And I thought you might like to see the new racking for the parcel office. I'll just put it down there. Yes, that's it. It's ever so small, fiddly piece. 9 different parts to that. That's the 4 shelves, the 3 uprights, and the 2 bracing pieces on the back. And I've got probably 3 or 4 more of those, including 1 or 2 that are a little bit smaller to make, but it happens to be just the right length to go across the back of the parcels office, and will also nicely fill it, of course, because there's a window looking in. I did actually want people, to see something inside the parcels office. The final thing I've been doing is using these trackside. Oh gosh, that was a bit brusque. In N-gauge, these are very small. I mean, as I bring it forward, you can start to get some idea of what they are. They're all posters to allow us to start decorating the buildings and try and give them some life. Excuse me. Right, well, that brings you up to date with where we are on the layout. As I said, the main thing was getting that double slip and point in and working, and it is. And trains can now traverse into platform 1, the bay platform. Completed the other buildings on the station. And this next bit of the video is really talking a bit about how I built the canopies. Sorry for the abrupt end to that previous section, but a change of plan from when I recorded that. As I started to put the video together, I realised that I had so much material, this would take much too long. It'd be a really quite lengthy video. So I'm going to split it into 2, and I'm going to do a separate video which is using that material that's about the building of the canopy, and also the fabrication of the station buildings, and in particular this one, which is the waiting room that has been built and inserted, and that's completed the section of that part of the station. So the main things really for me over the next couple of months, really to the end of May, I mean there will be another video update at the end of April in the normal way, but my plans really are now to start doing a bit more scenic work. I want to paint the embankment all the way up in the forest brown colour that I did a test piece over here. You can see this lovely forest brown. That's the kind of dark, rich, earthy colour, underlying earthy colour, and then other scenic materials will go on top of that. But I'm pleased with that. I've left it quite a while before deciding to do any more, just in case I took against the colour, but I haven't, so that's good. And then, as you can see, this incline, as it goes up and continues climbing behind the station. And I've got to work out how to do the embankment wall there, which I think I'm going to have to do in a kind of stepped way, which will mean kit bashing the Metcalfe kit. I bought one of the Metcalfe kits which has the retaining wall, which there should be space for now that I've made some adjustments to the track. And the retaining wall will go the length of the platform, but either side of the platform it will just be a kind of rock face. Any of you that are travelling out of Glasgow Queen Street Station will know that just before it enters the tunnel it is pretty much a sheer rock face there without much of a retaining wall, and that's the kind of idea that I want to borrow. And similarly, I have started the process of filling in, I don't know if you can see it here, there we go, you can just about see there. There was a hole behind that section of track that's sitting on top of the embankment. That's got a piece of card in there which is a template for the section that I will cut out to fill that hole so that I can build at the slight hill that takes you up to the skyline behind, and then there will be a pathway emerging from some bushes which will lead up to the station that sits here, which is Sharkey's End. That's where Sharkey's End is based, just before the end of that part of the embankment. Probably by the end of May I'm going to need to have built the bowstring bridge and also the coal stage, because again it's more of that stuff that as I start doing things I realise that you've got to do some of the scenics whilst you can get access to parts of the track. So that's pretty much it for this edition. As I said, there'll be another normal update at the end of April. There'll be another video before then which just particularly looks at building of the canopies. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, also like it. That would be very good of you. But I'll see you again for the next update towards the end of the month, and also with an interim video. But in the meantime, I leave you with the train from platform 1, which is for High Elven, calling at Grey Havens, Sharkey's End and High Elven. Please stand clear of the door.